midterms is coming up, you about to be in an active war zone. You're vacationing in an active war zone. What's up, y'all? It's Crash Dummy. We're going to discuss aviation and how the current administration is killing the tourist industry, amongst other things. As ICE was taking over TSA duties, a plane landing at LaGuardia Airport in New York collided with a fire truck that was cleared to cross the runway. The front of the plane was completely destroyed, killing the 2 pilots and injuring 43 others. NTSB and the FAA have begun their investigations. A preliminary assessment raised concerns about staffing levels at the air traffic control tower and technology lapses, namely the fact that the fire truck did not have a transponder. The first half of last year, America had the deadliest crashes in the world. On January 29th of 2025, a commercial jetliner collided with a military helicopter near Washington, D.C. that resulted in 67 deaths. Then 2 days later, on January 31st, a medical transport plane crashed into a house in Philadelphia. 6 passengers and 1 person on the ground passed away. In Alaska, in February of 2025, 10 people died when a small commuter jet fell off the radar and the plane crashed into sea ice. Then there was a Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis that crashed and overturned on the runway in Toronto. 18 people were injured, and there are many more examples. After the collision in Washington, the president started purging the FAA. They dismissed several hundred employees. And the National Air Traffic Controllers Association said it was analyzing the effects of the reported federal employee terminations on aviation safety, the national airspace system, and our members. NAC has warned of a shortfall in air traffic controllers. Federal officials have raised concerns about understaffing and an overburdened system before these incidents occurred. I know it sounds like doom and gloom, but air travel is still technically safe. The National Safety Council estimates the odds of dying while traveling by plane are too rare to calculate, whereas the odds of a fatality through a car accident are 1 in 93. This is also backed up by data from the Bureau of Aircraft Accident Archives, which shows a steady decline in deaths per year.
Asking how safe is flying? Here's what you need to know. Now, if after seeing those images you feel nervous or anxious about flying, experts say that anxiety is completely normal, but it's important to put things into perspective to ease these worries. Tens of millions of flights take off each year, making accidents highly unlikely. Flying is still considered the safest way to travel, with significantly fewer deaths per passenger mile than driving, taking a ferry, or riding a train. Now, according to the International Air Transport Association, the overall accident rate improved in 2025 to 1.32 per million flights, down from 1.42 per million the year before. Experts say that over the past few decades, air travel has become increasingly more safe for travelers. The bottom line here, while recent incidents may feel alarming, flying remains extremely safe and the industry continues to get safer over time.
Degrading aviation safety isn't the only reason we've been having a lot less visitors to the United States lately. Since Trump took office in January 2025, he's put tariffs on our allies, imprisoned immigrants and asylum seekers, sent them to prisons in third-party countries, raided homes and businesses to implement a mass deportation agenda, threatened the annexation of Canada, Cuba, and Greenland, kidnapped the president of Venezuela to install a puppet democracy, and foreign tourists have not only been detained at the border, but are being kept in ICE custody sometimes for months at a time. And ICE really doesn't seem to be doing much at JFK Airport.
ICE agents were deployed to 14 major airports nationwide, including JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. At JFK, they were spotted in Kevlar vests, no masks, and they weren't operating screening equipment. Instead, they stood in small groups near TSA checkpoints. White House officials say agents can help with things like crowd control and checking IDs, but they aren't trained to run any of the machines TSA officers use every day.
With ICE in the streets, the current administration's policies like a visa integrity fee, increasing the cost of national parks for tourists, and having to hand over 5 years of social media history, people just aren't coming to the United States. It just does not feel safe for them. Trump has crippled the American tourism industry. and possibly aviation safety. My question to you is, what will you do to help build back what we've lost? If you're interested in being part of the infrastructure, you can head on over to freeblackmarket.com.
Also, direct action means maybe you need to be throwing some dildos. I didn't say throwing, I'm sorry, holding, playing. The dildo distribution people. Yeah. You haven't seen them? Go to closertotheedge.com. But I'm going to put the link in there that shows you the whole thing that they're doing. It's amazing. But they're using these, and they've got thousands of them now because they realize that they're so effective at warding off these ICE agents at Whipple in Minneapolis. And now around the nation, they're giving these away to people. They're passing them out because that absurdity in the face of this toxic masculinity seems to be the one thing that gets these ICE agents to back off. It actually works. So I want to help them get those donations for the thousands that they've bought. Also, the thousands were donated to them as well. But for the ones that they bought, they need to get that money back, and they need to keep this going because it's working. If nothing else, just to piss off those ICE agents. Email me, politicaldrain@proton.me. politicaldrain.proton.me. You email me, say, I want to donate, and I will give you the instructions on how to do so, because the time to fight is now.
Hey, yeah, you. Before you click away to watch someone unbox a tactical toothbrush, let's talk about something real. Political Drain isn't just another content mill. We're a digital front in a very real war. Not with bullets, but with ideas, with action, and with solidarity. We pair urgent news with critical education. And we build community around actual resistance, not the hashtag kind. The kind that moves. But here's the thing. None of this is free. It isn't. Behind every video is time, labor, research, and some weird guy asking if we're gonna pay the hosting bill. And yeah, some of that money goes to things we can't necessarily say out loud. If you know, you know. Let's just say our special ops aren't Call of Duty LARPers. They're people making real moves to protect, uplift, and organize. You're not just funding a channel. You're funding a resistance network in a world where capital still calls the shots. Unfortunately, in a system built on artificial scarcity, even mutual aid has a price tag. And if we want to grow, if we want to win, we need your help. We need your help. So if you've got even a few bucks to spare, toss it our way. It's not for ads, it's not for merch drops, but for people making moves in the shadows so others can do it in the light. It's just us and you. So fund the mission, fund the fight, fund the future, because nobody's coming to save us. We save each other. That's how this works.